Hello, everyone. I'm working hard to meet my 40,000 word deadline for my first book for Author versus AI, which is called The Ink Collector. I'll post on my website tonight whether I completed the first book or not. In the meantime, here's an excerpt as promised. This is from the start of the book in chapter 1. No one can leave me when the sky is so blue. Jagged seconds flash by. I watch the policeman's head bob closer to shore, one arm around Maddie. Without him towing her through the water, she would sink. She is crucified, arms spread out, legs trailing behind her like a fish's tail. The policeman emerges from the reservoir, water cascading off his clothes in a squelching waterfall. He staggers to one knee, and gravity pulls my sister out of his arms. He's gasping from the exertion. Her right arm flops onto the riverbank, and I think how pissed she'll be when she has to shower off the mud when we get home. Her elbow is brown from where it fell into the dirt. Rivulets of water are running off the cop's clothes, his skin, his hair, as he kneels over my sister. His abandoned police jacket and shoes are on the riverbank next to him. He puts one hand on the back of her neck and pulls up, her head tilting backward and her mouth frozen in an open O. Then he bends over her. There's a scramble of thoughts in my head like frying eggs with broken yolks. The cop has a mustache, and he's older than our parents. Her mouth gapes, and he leans down, pinches her nose, and seals his lips around hers. His chest falls, hers rises. The cop straightens up, and his arms become stiff. His hands flatten over her heart, pushing, pushing, pushing. Breathe, sister, breathe. A mantra, only that. There are no prayers. God has no part of this equation. My chest feels compressed with each shove, each push. I've seen the movies. She will start coughing and turn her head to the side, vomit out the murky green water of the reservoir. Our parents are going to be furious when we went swimming by ourselves. There are signs all around the shore that swimming is prohibited. On a metal pole nearby is a fat yellow square with a little black head in the wavy water with a big circle and a slash across it. It seems like it should matter that this isn't our first time coming out here, walking the 3 miles from school and diving into the refreshing coolness of the water under the hot June sun. We've had swimming lessons since we were 6. Breaststroke, backstroke, dead man's float. And there's a curve of the hill that hides us from the main road. No one will catch us. Our parents will ground us. No phones for a month. You know how reckless she is, they'll scold me. You're lucky you both didn't die. The cop puts his mouth over Maddie's again. In the distance, a newborn baby is crying, the wail of sirens growing closer. Stop it, Maddie. Stop faking it. Just stop. I bite my lip until I taste the red salt of my split skin. I'm not cold under the California sun. We've played hooky before, but not often. Schools have calls, emails, texts to parents. So many routes to take on the road to punishment. But there are 2 empty seats in algebra right now. Maddie's the whiz, the one who belongs to the vibe of Silicon Valley. She'll be CEO someday of her own tech firm. Video games, maybe something VR. She's already designing these crazy little programs that actually work. It's almost summer vacation, I told her. We won't be missed. School's almost over anyway. I'm surprised she listened to me today. She normally doesn't. She's the goody two-shoes, and I'm the bad egg. I'm always the one trying to get her to do things she wouldn't ever consider. For her, there are lines to be colored in, rules to be followed, Maddie to be breathing. Pushing, pushing, pushing. Big hands on my sister's small chest. The cop is joined by others. They're wearing blue uniforms like him, but they're not policemen. He gets shoved back, and he sits on his heels for a moment before heaving himself to his feet. He's got a bit of a gut, which you can see with his wet, white shirt plastered to him from his swim. Swimming prohibited. He shakes his head, one hand on his back, and staggers to the side to give the EMTs more room to work. My gaze switches over to the hovering group, but it's hard to see Maddie now. There are 3 new people around her, so all I see are backs. One's a woman. The other 2 are like the cop, men. There's a touch on my shoulder, and I spin around. It's a stranger. Stranger danger. But it's another woman. Women aren't dangerous, are they? I remember looking up female serial killers and showing Maddie the Wikipedia page. We were under the covers after our parents went to bed, and she'd tell me that she didn't want to see. So I'd scroll past the pictures of the victims and look while she covered her eyes. Gory skulls with flesh dripping off them discovered in someone's backyard or in the woods or in an abandoned car. Always a wuss. Can't take it. I wonder if she'll ever get used to all the ugliness that people are capable of. Rules can be broken, I know. They know it too. The killers. They're the ones who break all the rules. The sirens stopped wailing when the ambulance hit the brakes and the EMTs tumbled out, but the lights are still flashing up top. They're not very visible in the bright sun, and I'm not looking at them anyway. The glare of the sun is brighter than people's artificial illumination, nature's emergency light. We're just off the main road, so you can see the highway from here. Highway 17. At one point, it was the second deadliest highway in the country. There were blind curves, black ice, and some intersections where people would get T-boned, not just once, but every month. Babies, mothers, families, vacationers. People died and died and died, and then some politician finally noticed and approved funding to fix the road. But no matter how many times it's paved over, there is blood on that asphalt, baked into it under the California sun. Breathe, Maddie. Just breathe. When the EMTs pull back, my sister's face is covered in tubes and bags and wires, all the debris of life-saving measures. They heave her onto a stretcher, but I'm held back when I would have followed. The woman behind me is clutching at my arm. I realize she's been speaking this whole time, but I don't know what words she's saying, but she keeps talking. It doesn't matter. Her words don't make a difference to me. I struggle against her hold, but now the cop is there too, and he lays his cold, wet hands on me. All of a sudden, there is a scream of utter and complete rage, followed by another and another and another. God, I think, shut her up, someone. But they don't. The screaming continues as the ambulance doors close and they drive away with my twin sister. The sirens fade into the distance, and so does the screaming when I close my mouth. Maddie. 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 If you like this, stay tuned for my next book project, which will be starting on Monday. It'll be a whole new genre, and I will be telling you all about it starting tomorrow. Okay, enjoy. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.